What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are here because The Crew 2 finally has a release date. So like many of you guys, I was really looking forward to The Crew 2 last year. It was one of my most anticipated games for last year. Then it got delayed, and I think everyone was a bit upset. Doesn't really help that like last year we had no notice of like what was happening with the betas or anything. They were kind of in the dark. I can only assume they were working on the game, trying to get it polished and finished for what was supposed to be the release date last year, but obviously that never happened. We now know that The Crew 2 is going to be launching on June the 29th, and 3 days early if you get the Motor Edition. So thank fuck the game finally has a release date. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but for me at least, this is quite early. I thought it was going to come out in maybe September time, but June is a perfect time to release this game. It's kind of in that lull of racing games, that lull of games where we don't really have anything in the summer, and it's the perfect time to release it. If you're going to think about it logically, you know, people are on school holidays, you know, the summer, there's a complete drought of games. It's the perfect period for them to really show off what their game is all about. The original The Crew was kind of touted as like this big open world, there's so much to do in it, it's expansive, it's literally like the only game you need to play for the next 3 years. The mere scale of that game was absurd, and I can imagine with The Crew 2 it's going to be very, very similar. Now, luckily enough for me, I got my hands on the game at Gamescom, and from what I played at Gamescom, it was absolutely amazing, and I'm going to link all those gameplay videos down below if you do want to go watch them yourself. And there is opportunities for you guys to get your hands on The Crew 2 through the betas, which are live on their website right now, and again, the link to the beta signups will be in the description as well. But I think it's fair enough to say I'm happy with when it's coming out. I'm happy that they've done it so soon. You know, everything kind of happened very, very like instantaneously. It only happened yesterday, and again, it was all a bit over the place. They did release a trailer, which again, links will be down in the description to everything I'm talking about, so you can go ahead and look at the full thing yourself. It was pretty cool. We were kind of just like a little teaser showing you guys some cars and stuff. For me, I think The Crew 2 is probably my most anticipated game for this year. In terms of racing games, at least, obviously we've got this. Burnout came out, which honestly I've sank so many hours into. I think I've sank around 18 hours into the game, and I've had it for around a week or maybe even less. You know, if Horizon is set to be in Japan, and we've got The Crew doing The Crew things, and then obviously all the other games in between, which are like non-racing game related, which I'm really excited for, like Far Cry, Rainbow Six Siege is still getting updates, and you know, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. For me, just in terms of gaming generally, not really racing specific, this is going to be a really good year. Then obviously we all know Need for Speed will be getting updates and stuff, and there's just so much to like just comprehend. I still need to even try Project Cars 2. I haven't even bought that game yet. There's so many games I need to try, and The Crew 2 is definitely at the top of my list. I've followed Ivory Tower for a very long time, the developers of this game. I've seen how they've grown and developed, and they are very, very kind of ambitious with what they do, and sometimes that is to their downfall. In The Crew 1, they were kind of overly ambitious. It left some things, you know, unpolished, and I'm hoping The Crew 2 addresses all those problems. You know, the city doesn't feel as, you know, dead as it did in The Crew 1, and as samey. A lot of the areas felt very samey in The Crew 1. And by the seams of things, from all the trailers and stuff and all the things we've seen, it seems that like this is going to be a really polished, it's going to be what The Crew 1 should have been almost. I hate saying that because that's kind of cliche. Of course it's going to be better than the last, but this is like the definitive Crew experience, and I'm hoping that, you know, when this comes out June 29th, we do see something which is just truly epic. I said this last year, you know, before Need for Speed came out, that The Crew could very well be better than Need for Speed Payback, and honestly I still believe that to this day. I still think that The Crew 2 is really gonna wow a lot of people. I remember after my Gamescom and playing session, I said like, this is really gonna wow people. People aren't gonna expect, you know, how much work and how much effort has been put into the game. I managed to play with the drift mode and a Drift RX-7 when I was at Gamescom last year, and again I was shocked about how much like the physics had changed and how much the gameplay had changed as a whole. And if you go back to that video, you'll see me literally say that like in that video in August of last year. To think it's been a year since then, well, it will be almost a year since then, you know, when the game comes out. I can only imagine how many changes they've made in a year. You know, the breadth of the game is humongous, and I just can't wait to actually finally get my hands on the finished game on June 29th. Anyway, that's me done rambling. Are you guys excited for The Crew 2? Are you as excited as I am? I really hope so, because I'm going to be making a lot of videos over this on the summer. I just genuinely believe that the breadth of the game is just going to be huge. It's going to be such a breath of fresh air, you know, coming from so many racing games, which I've kind of got bored of recently. I don't really play Need for Speed an awful lot anymore, and I just need something fresh and new, and I'm hoping that The Crew 2, you know, gives me that, because at the moment I'm kind of just running off Burnout and some of the old Forza games. So I'm begging the Crew 2 is that breath of fresh air, which I think all of us really need. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome day, safe, and peace.